Do a little camera adjustment there. Hi. Let me tweak this thing a little bit. All right, welcome. Live and direct from the Frank Beck Chevrolet Studio Annex. Another edition of Time Out Over Time on the Time Out Over Time YouTube channel. I'm Rick Arsenal. You know the drill by now. If you haven't done so yet, get down there and smash the like and subscribe button. Thank you very much. Quickly, we're going to do a few things here. Basketball. Michigan doesn't play again until Monday at 7 when they take on McNeese State at Chrysler. Michigan State will be playing at the same time at the Breslin against Cornell, I believe. And again, like I said, the game will be starting Monday at 7 o'clock. Michigan's still ranked number 2 behind Arizona. Michigan State is ranked number 9. As I've said before, I think when the two teams meet up on January 30th, looking ahead at the schedule, I think Michigan will go into that game at the Breslin 20-0, and Michigan State will be 20-1, and that will be a very much featured, high-profile game. It's a month away yet, but 4 weeks away. I know a lot can happen between now and then, but that's merely a conjecture on my part. Red Wings are in action tonight. They've been playing very well the last couple of weeks. They're first place in the Atlantic Division. But they're taking on the Dallas Stars at Little Caesars tonight. Dallas has the second best record in the Eastern Conference. I'm sorry, in the Western Conference. Overall best record, East or West. Come to think of it, the only team with a better record are the Colorado Avalanche. I think these next two games will, I guess if you're getting excited about the Wings, you can use these next couple of games as kind of a measuring stick. They're playing two very elite teams, in my opinion. Okay, they're taking on Dallas tonight, and then Thursday night, they travel to Carolina to take on the Hurricane, another very good team. So we'll find out. We'll see. We'll see if you think they're playing well. As I said, there are no elite teams in their division. There are several good teams in the East, but not in that division the Wings are in. The way it is in that division, okay? So you could win 3 in a row and be in first place, and lose your next 3 and be in last place and out of the playoffs. That's the way it is in the Atlantic Division of the Eastern Conference of the NHL right now. Anyway, Wings are home tonight. Pistons, following a win last night in Portland, are 23-6 now, I believe. Yeah, 23-6. They play again tonight. Another 10 o'clock tip-off in Sacramento against the Kings. Kings aren't any better than the Trailblazers. Okay. And then I believe Thursday night they take on the Utah Jazz in Salt Lake. They're not very good either. Then they go down to LA to play the Clippers first. Clippers aren't very good. The 5th team on this road trip there's a Western Swing are the Lakers. The Lakers are good. See how much the Wings have left in their gas tank when they get to that 5th and final game in 8 days. That's tough. That's really tough. Everybody has to go through it, you know. But should we pump the brakes on the Wings yet? I'd say I'd say yes, merely because of the division they're in. Like I said, you go on a 2 or 3 game losing streak. You're down there at the bottom and you're out of the playoffs. You go on a 3 game winning streak. Now you're in first place. Tough to gauge anything in that division. It really is. So, as I said, the Pistons are playing in Sacramento tonight. As you saw in the headlines, the Lions have 5 players in the Pro Bowl this year. On defense, Aiden Hutchinson. And for the first time, congratulations to linebacker Jack Campbell. He's had a very good season, about the only one on defense who has. Offense, then you've got the Penei Sewell, a perennial Pro Bowler, along with Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown. But based on what he's done the last couple of games, and Gibbs, of course, it's pretty hard to run. As soon as you get the ball, there's a tackler on you. That game Sunday, the Lions had some guy I'd never heard of making his debut at center. And Rex Ryan on Get Up said Monday morning that first offensive pass interference call, there were two down there. You remember they had it, 22 seconds left, first and goal to one with a timeout. That first pass that was successful to St. Brown for a touchdown, that was nullified by what the referee supposedly thought was a pass interference. Rex Ryan, who doesn't have a dog in the fight, vehemently said that the ref screwed him. Okay, that should have been ruled a touchdown. That was not offensive pass interference. It simply wasn't. That was not an illegal pick either. Having said that, listening to Detroit radio this morning, Scott Anderson at the ticket keeps talking about how they have a shot to make the playoffs. They win the last two. Packers lose the last two. They're in. They got the seventh wild card. You saw the game. If you saw the game with your own eyes, is that a playoff team? Really? Is that a playoff caliber team? No, it's not. It's up to Brad Holmes to fix it. I mean, they play Christmas Day. They're not going to beat Minnesota, and they're not going to beat the Bears. It ain't happening. Okay, I don't care who's hurt, what quarterback is hurt, who's not playing. It's just not happening. Is it fixable? Is it fixable in the offseason? I want to read to you something that Colton Pouncey, a reporter for he covers the Lions for The Athletic, something that he wrote last week. He highlighted the following points attributed to his observations or sources from the past week. Confidence. We're talking about Brad Holmes. I already said a few weeks ago he was more culpable than anybody for what the state of the Lions right now. And I'm not going to budge off of that. Confidence in the roster. Pouncey indicated that Holmes' belief in his existing roster was strong, but recent issues have raised questions about the lack of external moves to fix apparent flaws, such as the pass rush. Okay. Giovanni Manu's development. I've been telling you the last two drafts, Holmes, last year and now this past spring, have been total waste. Total waste of draft picks. He may as well not have been drafting anybody. Giovanni Manu, he drafted last year. His first three picks were Terran Arnold, Ennis Rakestraw, and Giovanni Manu. He's gotten nothing, folks, nothing out of any of those guys. Okay, so here's what Pouncey writes about Manu. He brought attention to the status of the 2024 fourth round pick, only he has yet to provide meaningful contributions. Well, you got that right. This was framed as a potential worst move due to the significant draft capital, a future third-round pick given up for a project player, suggesting pressure is on for Manu to develop. You think so? Wasted picks. I've been telling you about wasted picks now a lot lately. Related to the Manu pick, there was an accompanying sentiment in the discussion that Holmes has wasted picks on high upside, low ceiling, or injury-prone players after the first round, leading to current depth issues is what they have right now. That's where you got people in there playing that you've never heard of before. Need for proven players. The implication of Pouncey's comments is that the teams needs to add proven players in free agency rather than relying solely on developmental projects or proven deals on injury-prone individuals, a shift in philosophy that might be necessary. You're right on. Spot on with that, brother. You got that absolutely correct. Absolutely right. Okay? You're right on with that. Right on. You couldn't, nothing could be more correct. I mean, this is really, I've said all along, I thought that, I'm setting up a commercial here. So I said all along, I thought Brett Holmes was more culpable than anybody for the Lions' current state. Can he fix it this offseason? I don't know. It's his philosophy to build a team through the draft. Bro, you sure haven't been doing much in the last couple of years. Look, guys like Penei Sewell and Aiden Hutchinson fell into his lap, okay? Penei Sewell was a number 6 pick in the first round of Holmes' first year. He just, for some reason or other, he happened to fall down there, and Holmes, of course, took him. That was a no-brainer. Just like year after that, Aiden Hutchinson, for a long time, the consensus was he was going to be the first player taken overall by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars ended up passing on him because they said his arms were too short. And then the Lions had the second pick, and then now here's Holmes running up to the podium with the card in his hand. Another no-brainer. If Brad Holmes and Lion fans are relying on Holmes to fix this through the draft again, boy, we got some real problems in Allen Park. Okay. We're brought to you in part by the Finish Line Family Restaurant on Carlton Road in Hillsdale. Remember those new expanded hours, Monday, Thursday, and Friday from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then, of course, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. Award-winning breakfast served all day. Great new entrees, dishes, appetizers. It's all good. Get in there and try it. It's all I've tried it all. For more than 40 years, they've been a staple in our community. So the Finish Line Family Restaurant on Carlton Road in Hillsdale, award-winning breakfast served all day. Fast, friendly service, great family atmosphere. It has everything you want in a sit-down family restaurant. And remember, when you dine at the Finish Line, you'll always finish first. I guarantee you that. Okay. We're also brought to you in part by Beck Chevrolet. You know, Chevy's Red Tank Sale event is going on right now at Frank Beck Chevrolet. Get 0% financing on 2026 Equinox, Trailblazer, and 2026 light-duty Silverado pickup trucks. Plus, you don't make your first payment for 90 days. You want more? How about bonus cash? Beck's has up to $3,000 available to qualified buyers on the 2026 Silverado light-duty. There you go, boy. As always, see the data for complete details. Offers good through January 2nd. And, of course, Merry Christmas from all the gang at Frank Beck Chevrolet and M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville, and on the web at frankbeckchevy.com. As always, come and experience the Frank Beck Chevrolet difference. Chevrolet together, let's drive. Chevy Drive, Southern Michigan. And, of course, Frank Beck Chevrolet is the #1 selling Chevrolet dealer in our immediate tri-state area. You just remember that, as well as their award-winning service department. Okay. We're also brought to you in part by Barron Insurance on M99 and US 12 in Jonesville. Barron Insurance, 517-849-1000. That's barrettins.com. Barron Insurance, protecting your dreams. 517-849-1000 on US 12 and M99 at Jonesville. Barron Insurance, protecting your dreams. That's barrettins.com. Okay. Baseball. Last week, Scott Harris held a conference call to officially announce the signing of Kenley Jansen. Kyle Finnegan, I believe, did another conference call yesterday to say how happy he was to be back in Detroit. Honestly, I think the bullpen is shaping up to look pretty good right now. When you look at Jansen and Finnegan, a couple of veterans, and Tyler Holton, and of course Will Vest. I think the bullpen looks pretty good. Okay, so does the starting rotation, of course, of Skubal and Flaherty and Mize and Reese Olson. So yeah, the rotation looks pretty darn good right now, but it's offense. Anyway, Harris held the conference call last week to officially announce the signing of Kenley Jansen. He did a victory lap. With Dylan Digler. Okay. Well, just one thing wrong with that, Scott. Yes, he did this year win a Gold Glove for catchers. He'll be the Tigers' backstop for many years to come. He'll be a perennial all-star too, I think. Just one thing, though, Scott, you had nothing to do with that guy being here. Dylan Digler was drafted by Al Avila out of Ohio State several years ago. So what, is he taking credit for something he did? Yeah, he is. Yeah, yeah. And as I've said before, and I said on the Time Out show last Saturday with Andy, the reporter who covers the Tigers for the Athletic, in talking to several other of the general managers who are anonymous, of course, they're telling him Scott Harris can be rather difficult to deal with. You know, so take it for what it is. That's going to do it. With thanks to the guys at Quality PC for helping us to get back on the air. 517-610-5372, 37 Walden Street, downtown Hillsdale. The only place around here to go for all tech service needs. Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale, 37 Walden Street, 517-610-5372. I should know that by heart. Get in there at 37 Walden Street. Telling me, making Central. That's going to do it. I'll be back with you one more time this week, tomorrow. And the same thing next week because of the holidays. So tomorrow will be our last show this week. And we want to take the opportunity to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you to all you loyal listeners and sponsors, of course. We wouldn't be here without them. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So until tomorrow, and then, of course, Saturday morning with Andy and Jed on WCSR 92.1 FM from 9 to 10. And this is Rick Arsenal bidding everybody a good night, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. So until tomorrow, so long. Good night, everybody.